Superheroes, like ordinary people, have different characters and their own principles, and some of them are just very hot-tempered, which often leads to showdowns among themselves. Also, sometimes the circumstances themselves are such that superheroes cannot disperse without a fight. In today's issue, I've compiled the top 10 coolest fights that have happened between superheroes. And we'll start with Ant-Man's debut as a superhero. Scott arrives at Howard Stark's abandoned facility to steal a device that will come in handy for stealing the Yellowjacket. However, it turns out that it is now the headquarters of the Avengers. He is noticed by the Falcon, who of course try to detain the intruder, but at the cost of greater effort, Scott manages to win and steal the device. In the 9th place is the acquaintance of Thor and Iron Man from the movie The Avengers. While transporting Loki, the Avengers are attacked by Thor, who kidnaps his brother. However, Tony Stark does not intend to measure up with such arrogance and tries to fight off Loki. Having measured their strength against each other, Thor and Tony are interrupted by the Cap, who arrived in time. After that, the Thunder God releases that they are pushing the same goals and joins the team. In 8th place is an interesting fight between Captain America and one of the best superheroes, himself from the movie Avengers Endgame. After splitting into groups, Banner, Rogers, Lan and Stark travel to 2012 during the Battle of New York with the Stones of Time, Mind and Space. Steve manages to deceive the agents of the Smash organization, pretending to be an agent of Hydra, and take Loki's scepter. However, along the way, he meets a version of himself from the past. In the fight itself, young Rogers dominates, but the more experienced Steve from the future wins it.
Bucky is alive!
In the 7th place, the fight of superheroes, as they say, is wall-to-wall, as shown in the film Captain America: Civil War. What we could not have imagined before. Here, our beloved heroes split into two camps because of the signing of the Sokovian Treaty. Those in favor of signing were led by Iron Man, and those against Captain America. They all came together in a fierce fight at the airport. In the 6th place is the Spider-Man fight performed by Tom Holland, who first appeared in the movie Captain America: Civil War 2016. Here, he finds himself on the side of Tony Stark, who invited him to his squad. They confront Captain America and his supporters at the airport. Here, the youngest superhero defeats two opponents at once, the Winter Soldier and the Falcon. In the 5th place is the epic battle of the crazed Hulk and Iron Man from the movie Avengers: Age of Ultron. Here, the Scarlet Witch, who is on Ultron's side, penetrated Banner's head, forcing him to turn into the Hulk and attack the city. However, anticipating a situation of this kind, Tony Stark uses the previously created anti-Hulk weapon, the modular Hulkbuster armor. And as the fight showed, having smashed half the city, Tony still manages to calm down the violent green. In the 4th place is the resurrection of Superman, after which Clark's memories did not return, and he attacks the League after the cyborg security system malfunctions and initiates a shot at Superman. Clark defeats all the members of the League one by one. Even Wonder Woman couldn't do anything. And if it wasn't for Lois Lane, then maybe the Justice League would have already ceased to exist. I give the third place to the confrontation of the two strongest of the Avengers in a gladiatorial fight on Sakaar. Here the Hulk, having completely seized power over the banner, became the local champion, defeating all opponents. The recently arrived Thunder God, who by the way did not have Mjolnir, was put up as his opponent for the fight, but even without him, Thor arranges a spectacle, as a result of which Green lost, since the Grandmaster intervened in the duel. I give the silver to the dramatic Iron Man fight against two opponents at once, Bucky and Steve. Zemo showed Tony Stark a video where Barnes intercepts a car and kills his parents. It also turns out that Rogers knew about it and was silent. Enraged Stark attacks Barnes and Rogers, which leads to a 2-against-1 fight, during which Bucky loses his arm and Steve still disables Iron Man's armor. And in the first place, of course, the epic battle of two iconic characters, Batman and Superman. Bruce had previously prepared and thought through the whole fight to the smallest detail. Thanks to this, his bravery and of course kryptonite, Batman had no chance without him. Bruce Wayne wins this confrontation, providing that an ordinary person without superpowers, but with brains and great resources, can defeat an invincible superhero whom everyone considered a god.